Donald Trump's on the way to Indiana to give a speech about the tax cut plan. He stopped for a little miniature presser with the drive-bys out there, said a couple of things. He said that they have the votes for the health care bill. They've got the votes, but some senators in the hospital and can't vote by the deadline. So they're going to wait until early 2018. Trump said he's considering an executive order on associations, which would allow coverage and buying of insurance across state lines, which will fix a lot of Obamacare. The insurance companies are opposed to that, by the way. You would think the insurance companies would love that just on the surface, but they don't like it because they've got monopolies in the states. By allowing insurance companies to sell across state lines, it brings in additional insurance options to customers within states, causing competition. It blows up the monopolies. It's the insurance industry that's been standing in the way of that, folks. So I'll make a concerted effort to get to the NFL stat because it's good. And the audio soundbites top of the next hour. Now back to the phones to Belmont, North Carolina. Hi, Jeb. Great to have you with us.
Hey, Rush. Great. Huge honor to talk to you. I want to be real quick about this because I know you're coming up on a hard break. But with the health care bill failing and knowing that the Democrats are now going to try to get Republican rhinos to try to help them out to, quote, fix it, the Obamacare, we know fix means throw money at it. So let's see where the money is and what the money is. And that's the payoff to the insurance companies that are losing money under Obamacare. So knowing that the liberals hate the compensation packages that these CEOs get, we use that as leverage and say, okay, libs, we'll work with you. We'll give you the money that you want. In turn, we get to dictate or at least have huge impact on what these CEOs and executives at these insurance companies get in their compensation packages because now we're paying you. So that would then hang it on the CEOs to say, are you going to cut your pay or are you going to pass on the money and hang the American public out to dry? Make them the bad guys.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting the Republicans ask to take control of compensation pay for insurance company CEOs?
I don't say take control of it. So let's say have some serious impact or say on what their packages are. Knowing that, man,
I don't want to open that door. I'm sorry. I do. There is no way under Bill Clinton tried this in one of his tax cut plans. Remember, he's worked harder than he'd ever worked. I've worked hard on this thing, and aside from some stuff with Jennifer, I've worked harder on this than anything in my life, and I just can't find a way to give you that middle-class tax cut. I promise. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to put a $1 million limit on the deduction companies can take after paying their CEOs way too much. And no way. I don't want the government involved in anything anybody makes except their own employees. I know what you're thinking, but I don't want to open that door. I don't want to see that door. Okay, so here I am. I'm all ready to get into football stack. And what happens, I look up at CNN, and they've got a graphic. Trump says he's willing to work with Democrats on health care repeal. And they're blowing gaskets over there. They're having orgasms at CNN because Trump said he'll work with Democrats on health care. And, of course, they love that. Jumping all over this. It was in his impromptu press conference at the White House when he was on the way to the helicopter to catch Air Force One on the way to Indiana. He did say it, but Trump also said that they have the votes when one of the senators gets out of the hospital. But he said he'll work with Democrats. Didn't say he's going to, but he's already worked with the Democrats once before on the debt limit and other things. And what is the news here? This is not news, but to CNN it is because they think Trump's caving. They think they're forcing Trump to cave. And anything that they can see or report that makes it look like there is unrest or disunity on the Republican Party side, that's all CNN needs to think they're having a great, successful day. And it's all rooted in the fact that they still do not know who Trump is or try to understand him. They're still plugging him in to the jigsaw puzzle that is Washington, D.C., inside the Beltway and inside the establishment, the swamp. And they don't know what Trump might mean or might not mean. They don't know to whom Trump is sending a signal. And on the other side of this is, if your Republican Party, look, the Republicans just gave up. The Republican Party just gave up on repealing Obamacare. Now, Trump says they've got the votes if they get the guy out of hospital the first part of the year. The Republican Party gave up. What's he supposed to do? He said he was going to reform Obamacare and repeal and replace it and so forth. And something is going to have to be done. If it's left alone, it's going to implode and it's going to lead to single payer anyway. That's what it was designed to do. But don't panic over this. I know not many of you watch CNN anyway, but they're just having the grandest time. They just think that this is another way they're going to beat Trump and pound the Republicans into the sand. And the Republicans are doing that all on their own.